Hey guys, and welcome back to another book review. So I know it's another YA horror book, and I'm really sorry I didn't want to do this to you guys. I really didn't want to have two back-to-back YA horror reviews. However, I am leaving the day that you are watching this. I am not at my house. I'm currently traveling to New Mexico, and I ran out of time to read a regular book. I didn't have enough time. So the best solution I had was to read a really short, easy book and get that up for you guys. So I'm really sorry. It was either do that or have no book review, and I thought this was better than no book review at all. So I'm really sorry. Next Friday will be a regular book. I promise, not a YA horror. It just didn't work out for me. It's been a chaotic week, and I've been trying to get other things done, pre-film other videos. And this was just the easiest book I could read in this time frame. So I'm really sorry. Bear with me. It'll get back to normal next week. In the meantime, this is Call Waiting by R.L. Stine. And like I say in every freaking video nowadays, I love R.L. Stine. I grew up reading R.L. Stine. I grew up reading Goosebumps, and I grew up reading Fear Streets. This isn't either of those. This is just one of his regular YA horror books, but he's just great. I love R.L. Stine. There's so many things I could say about him. I did a project on him in school. He's just one of my favorite authors. I love him. I think he's great. I love him. So this is Call Waiting. Honestly, the cover is everything. Look at that font. It's like jagged and cool as heck. And then the old school phone with the cord. I mean, it just looks cool. This cover is so cool. I love it. I just love the way it looks. It's just an awesome cover. Anyways, let me read you the back. It says, the next call may be her last. Someone wants to talk to Karen badly, very badly. Someone who has something very special to say. Someone is calling Karen to say they care, to tell her the plans they've made just for her. Someone wants to reach out, touch her, kill her. Poor Karen, she's all alone this time. And if Karen can't trace the caller, Karen's going to die. It's so dramatic, but in such a good way. It's just so funny to me, reading the back of these books. They're so dramatic, but I honestly love that so much. Okay, spoiler, I liked this book if you can't tell. Okay, let me give you a rundown of what this book is about. So the book begins with Karen, who is the main character, and her friend Micah driving to Ethan's house. Ethan is Karen's boyfriend, and they're going to have a stakeout. They are watching his house because Karen is sure that Ethan is cheating on her with a girl at school named Wendy. And she's sure because he canceled their date for this night and said that he had to work the late shift at his job, the Sizzler, this restaurant. And so she's going to his house and she's waiting for him to come home because she thinks that if he comes home earlier than the shift would end, then he's obviously cheating on her. So Ethan actually does come home earlier than he's supposed to. And she just straight up assumes Ethan's cheating. She knows. And she gets very upset. So her and Micah start driving and Karen slams on the gas. And they're in the middle of snow. I mean, it's icy outside. It's snowy outside. And her car starts spinning and another car's coming and they almost get into a horrible car accident. The other person ended up going into a light post and they didn't end up getting hurt at all. So it was fine and they ended up going home with nothing bad happening to them. Karen starts going slowly crazy about this whole Ethan and Wendy, Ethan cheating on her thing. She just goes bonkers about it. She knows he's cheating and she's devastated. Ethan is everything to her. I mean, everything to her. So at school, she tells Micah, I'm gonna go confront Wendy. And Micah's like, that's not a good idea. Why would you do that? Karen says, because she needs to know Ethan's mine and she can't just steal him from me. So she ends up finding Wendy in a staircase. She's walking up the stairs and Karen sees her and she starts talking to her, and all of a sudden Wendy falls down the stairs, just falls. And people start running to help Wendy, and Karen freaks out because she was like, I didn't push her. Did I? No, I didn't push her. There's no way I pushed her. She fell, right? And she can't remember if she pushed Wendy or not. So this whole thing ends up being, did I push her? Did I not push her? And she just goes home. She freaks out and she goes home. A few days later, Ethan ends up telling Karen after a football game on a Friday night, he tells her that he wants to see other people. He doesn't want to stop dating her. He just wants to date other people as well. And Karen loses it. She flips out. She starts screaming. She's sobbing. She's hysterical. I mean, she's hysterical. She's freaking out. She is devastated. She is upset. She's mad. She is hurt. And he ends up driving away, and she goes inside and she's freaked out. She's mad. She's upset. Ethan ends up calling her when he gets home to check on her to make sure she's okay because she had an emotional breakdown basically. And he's calling her and he's like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I didn't mean to upset you. And she's like, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get that upset. You just surprised me is all. Like, whatever. She had calmed down. Everything was fine. And then her phone indicates call waiting. It's like beep, beep, beep. And she's like, oh, Ethan, hang on. I have a call waiting. Like, just give me a second. I think it's my mom. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And so she answers the phone, and then she comes back a few minutes later to Ethan, and she's like, Ethan, someone's threatening me. This person called me. It's horrifying. Oh my God. She's sobbing. And I mean, she's freaked out because someone's threatening to slit her throat. I mean, they're threatening to kill her, and they're like, I know where you live. I know who you are, blah, blah, blah. And Ethan freaks out and he races over. This is the beginning of the whole story. This is it. This is the calls. This is when it gets into the calling and everything like that. And that's where I'm gonna stop because there's more to it, obviously, but I can't give you that much details. I can only give you so much because, hello, I don't want to give you the whole book. This book was so crazy. It really did keep me on my toes because Karen is a very interesting character. You can't tell if she's crazy or if things are actually happening to her at all. You have no idea. She's very scared, so you want to believe her, but then she'll do something and you're like, what? She's a very strange character, and her nervous breakdowns are honestly pretty scary because for like, what, a 17-year-old, she's like, you know, like she's having some nervous breakdowns. Like, I feel like she's very overwhelmed with things and she kind of needs help dealing with some of her emotions because she's very, very like, I don't know, she's just kind of over the top. Like, she's very dramatic, I guess. I don't want to say dramatic because if this stuff was happening to me, I'd probably be dramatic too. But like, it's just the way she handles her emotions are very weird. I don't know. I know she's a 17-year-old teenager, but like, I don't know. She has a very weird way of handling her emotions is what I'm gonna say. I didn't see the ending coming because the book slightly tricks you. At a certain point, you find out something, and so you think this is the end. This is it, done. And then something happens, and it kind of takes you on a roller coaster. You're like, oh wait, I didn't expect this to happen. So I kind of saw the ending coming, but not really, because I got thrown off at this certain point, which is, I'm assuming, what R.L. Stine wanted to happen. So he did get me with that, which I appreciate. I like being thrown off track. I like not being able to guess things. I've said that before. I like being thrown off. It makes me feel more satisfied when I don't see the ending coming. Again, it was a super easy read, very fun, very fast paced. I mean, I think this book was like 167 pages. Let me look. It's 167 pages. So very, very short, very fast, very fun. I mean, honestly, I love these books. I could spend all day, every day reading Fear Street, R.L. Stine, and now Christopher Pike. These are just fun books. And I know they're like YA books, but honestly, I don't think YA has an age range. I think you can read YA whenever you want. I mean, I don't think adults aren't allowed to read YA. I mean, yeah, it's a super easy read. It took me like an hour and a half to probably read the whole book. It was easy, but like, it was still fun. It entertained me. It gave me a new story. It intrigued me. It was fun. Like, that's what I think reading should be. It should be fun. And if a book's not fun, I really just don't get the purpose of it, unless you're talking about like school textbooks and stuff like that, or books that have like an actual like purpose to like teach you things, like that kind of stuff. But in general, I think reading should be fun. And if I want to read an R.L. Stine book, I don't think that's a bad thing. They're fun. I don't know. I hate when people make other people feel bad for reading a certain genre just because they're a certain age. I'm 24. I'm reading R.L. Stine books that are meant for like 15-year-olds, probably even younger, probably maybe 13-year-olds. So like, I mean, come on, like, yeah, but it's fun. Like, I just want to have fun while I'm reading. I want the book to entertain me, but I also want it to just be fun. And that's what I felt while reading this. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just went on a tangent about blaming people for reading certain books, but honestly, it's true. And like, I know it's not like, you know, like a actual horror book, but it's fun. Like, isn't that what horror is about anyways? To have fun while you're reading the book? I mean, don't we just want to be scared and an interesting story that keeps us on our toes and like that we enjoyed? And that's how I feel. Like, it doesn't matter that this was made for younger people. Like, it's still fun for me, and I'm going to continue to read them and review them on my channel. So I hope you guys actually like these, because there will be more of them because I just want to keep reading these. They make me feel nostalgic, but they also just like make me happy, and I want to read things that make me happy. So anyways, sorry for going on that tangent. I just felt like I had to get that out because I just feel like people take reading so seriously when it's just fun. It's just a way to escape reality and just be to yourself and connect with characters, connect with words, connect with authors. I don't think we should be able to shame people for what they read. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I've rambled on enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this really short book review. It's a really, really good book. R.L. Stine just knows what he's doing. He's awesome. I love him so much. Let me know if you've read this book. I've seen some people on Instagram tell me that they have, so I want to know your thoughts down in the comments down below. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I promise next week will be a non-YA horror book review. And yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and I hope I see you guys in my next video. Bye!